And you mentioned the leaked opinion, which was certainly, and you clerked on the Supreme Court. You have a distinguished legal background. Was that an effort to intimidate the court? The first time that I know of where we had a draft opinion that was leaked?
That's absolutely correct. It was the first time an opinion had ever been leaked. There were a few news reports trying to normalize that practice. That is untrue. A Supreme Court opinion has never leaked prior to it being ready to be issued. And as we saw, subsequent to that, 40 pregnancy care centers have been vandalized and targeted. In addition, Justice Kavanaugh had a murder attempt at his own home.
Yeah, you're ahead of me there. And I was going to point out, I only had 32 on my list. I mean, this is frightening. 32 crisis pregnancy centers and churches since May 3rd, 2 months and 1 week, that has all happened. That is a concerted effort to go after pro-life people and intimidate a separate and equal branch of government with the support of these guys. That's how wrong this is. So the protest and the attacks that my colleague from Wisconsin talked about in Madison, but have happened 39 other places around the country in 2 months and 1 week, not to mention an assassination attempt, I think probably the first time in American history where we've had an assassination attempt on a sitting justice of the United States Supreme Court. Their whole focus is on intimidating the court, and they're the ones with the radical position. Mr. Raskin just said we're radical. They're the ones who think you should take the life of an unborn child. You could take the life of an unborn child right up until their birthday.
Will the gentleman yield?
Is that accurate, Ms. Hawley?
Will the gentleman yield?
No, my question is for Ms. Hawley.
Absolutely, and I'd love to set the record straight on something Congressman Raskin said. He said that the American people support the Women's Health Protection Act. They do not. Less than 10% of the American public would support abortion up until birth for any reason. That law federalizes a right to sex and race-selective abortion.
But it's even worse, Ms. Hawley. It's even worse, because we know the former Democrat governor of Virginia didn't want it to go right up until their birthday. This is sickening. He wanted to go after that. That is their position, not our position. We're the party that's pro-life. We actually think you should protect unborn children, not do what they want to do. And it's even worse, though, this intimidation effort, because we had the Speaker of the House wait 4 weeks, 4 weeks after the Senate unanimously passed legislation to protect justices' families after the left had posted online, here's where Justice Barrett's children go to school. Here is where her family worships on Sunday morning. After posting that, Speaker Pelosi says nothing to worry about. We're going to wait 4 weeks until we protect justices' family. And I would just finally add this in the last minute, and I'll let you respond. I think it's gotten even worse. We now have the key agency in the executive branch, the Justice Department failing to enforce a statute which is directly on point, which says when there are protests at justices' home with the intention of intimidating them and influencing a decision pending in front of the court, you're supposed to deal with that. And we have a Justice Department that refuses to do so, a Justice Department that is now working with the left to intimidate a separate and equal branch of government. Would you agree?
Absolutely, and if we see sort of this reign of intimidation, it's not only Supreme Court justices and their families, as you mentioned, publishing online where they go to church, where their families, including justices with young families, reside. Protesters at night is never something you want your children to see. In addition, we have got this just outrageous attack on pregnancy care centers. How we think this helps women in need is just beyond me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your work in the pro-life community and the work you do representing freedoms around the country. Madam Chair.